Welcome to datascience.show, the podcast where data science meets executive leadership. We talk with top AI and analytics thought leaders about turning data into real business impact. If you're a C-level leader or data expert shaping the future, you're in the right place.
Welcome to datascience.show, where data science meets leadership. I'm Mirko. Today, I want to walk you through a practical executive playbook, model change management. Quick question to start. When was the last time a model update surprised your business? Maybe it redirected revenue, failed a compliance gate, or surfaced customer data in the wrong channel. These aren't edge cases. They happen, and they cost time, trust, and margin.
Let me paint a short vignette. A retail firm pushed what engineers called a routine retrain. New seasonality, same model. 2 days after release, a pricing model started applying an outdated discount rule to a subset of customers. Revenue leakage ensued. Customer support escalated. Regulators asked for logs. The remediation took weeks. Rollbacks, compensations, legal reviews. The engineers built a fix in days, but the business impact lingered. That sequence, fast tech solution, slow business recovery, is the failure mode we need to prevent.
Thesis in one line. Treat model updates as governed, funded change projects with explicit rollback rights and auditability. Not because engineers need bureaucracy, but because the business needs predictable, auditable outcomes. Strategy before technology. From models to measurable value.
First, define a release taxonomy. Not all updates are equal. I use 4 buckets. 1. Hotfix or patch. Think urgent bug fixes that must go out fast but have low business exposure. 2. Retrain. Periodic model refreshes due to drift or new data. Moderate exposure. 3. Fine-tune. Targeted improvements that change behavior in narrow cohorts. Higher exposure. 4. Replacement. A new model architecture or significant behavior change. High exposure. Map those to approval levels. Patches can follow a fast path with post-release evidence. Retrains require a 1-page executive change request. Fine-tunes need staged rollouts and senior sign-off. Replacements need board or C-level approval and a funded remediation runway.
Which brings me to the executive change request, the 1-page decision instrument every senior executive should demand. Keep it short. Headline, risk score, business exposure metric, rollback criteria, verification window tied to a KPI, owners, and a funding ask. Include an evidence pack pointer, artifact ID for the model, dataset snapshot hash, test suite pass rates, and the signed manifest. The document must answer 2 executive questions in under 90 seconds. What can go wrong? And what's our funded plan to undo it if it does? If you can't get that in a page, don't approve blind.
Next, safe rollout patterns. Design rollout patterns to match business exposure. For low to moderate risk, use canary releases. Route a small, representative cohort of traffic to the new model. Observe the verification window tied to business KPIs. Conversion, revenue per session, fraud rate. If all green, increase arms quickly. For higher risk, phased cohorts by geography, customer segment, or product line. Always couple releases with kill switches and feed-to-flats that let you instantly stop the new model without redeploying the service. And define verification windows up front. How long do you watch, and what metrics indicate success? No one metric suffices. Use a small KPI panel and an automated alerting threshold. Auditability is non-negotiable. You need tamper-evident change logs and a minimal evidence set for every approved change. At minimum, artifact ID, model version, dataset snapshot hash, training hyperparameters or fine-tune spec, unit and integration test suite results, signed manifest with approver identity, and the executed rollout plan. These records must be immutable. Write them to an append-only store or a secure ledger. When regulators or auditors ask, you want to produce a single bundle that tells the story from proposal to rollout to verification or rollback.
You can't outsource accountability. Contracts with vendors must include update notice windows, attestation of test coverage, explicit rollback escrow, meaning the vendor must provide a revertible artifact or support to revert, and clear liability triggers if an update causes quantifiable harm. Procurement language. Define update windows. Require pre-release notifications with a minimum lead time for high-exposure changes. Demand signed attestations for third-party data inputs, and negotiate service credits or remediation support for failures. Treat vendor updates like internal changes. Require the same executive change request when the vendor pushes model updates that change behavior.
Operational runbooks close the loop. Define detection to decision latency goals. How quickly do you detect anomalies, and who can pause a model? A typical target, detection within 5 to 15 minutes for high-exposure models, and a decision to pause or escalate within 30 minutes. The runbook should list on-call owners, a simple incident handoff checklist, rollback commands or playbooks that can be executed in under 10 minutes, and a communication script for customers, regulators, and internal stakeholders. Rehearse this. Run a tabletop exercise during your pilot so roles and timings are validated before a real incident.
Now, how do you start? A 30-90-day pilot. Pick one high-impact model, billing, pricing, fraud, or a recommendation engine that affects revenue. Day 0, appoint an executive sponsor and read the CR template to the engineering team. Week 1-2, classify the current update types and retrofit the change taxonomy. Week 3-5, run a staged canary with rehearsal rollbacks and collect the minimal evidence pack. Week 6-8, brief the board with the pilot KPIs, time to detect, time to rollback, number of rollbacks rehearsed, and business impact prevented. Use the pilot to tune approval levels and SLAs. The pilot is time-boxed. Success is a repeatable pattern, not perfection. 3 executive actions to take today. 1. Demand and adopt the one-page executive change request for all non-trivial model updates. 2. Require tamper-evident changelogs and a minimal evidence pack before sign-off. 3. Sponsor a 30-90-day pilot on one high-impact model and rehearse rollback playbooks. Do these, and you convert recurring update risk into a fundable control that preserves velocity while protecting the business.
Before we close, one practical communication script for customers and regulators if an update causes disruption. Acknowledge the incident, state the affected model and exposure, describe the immediate mitigation and rollback steps taken, commit to an independent review if required, and provide a remediation timeline plus a contact point. Clear, factual, and timely. No obfuscation. That approach protects trust. If you want the templates I mentioned, the one-page CR, the minimal evidence checklist, and the pilot milestone plan, subscribe to datascience.show and we'll publish an executive playbook you can use at your next governance meeting. Closing thought. Model updates will never stop. The question for leaders is whether updates are a source of agility or a source of recurring surprise. Turn them into funded, auditable change projects, and you get velocity without the surprises. That's the difference between models and value.
Thanks for listening to datascience.show. If you found value in this episode, subscribe, share it with your network, and join us next time as we explore how data science drives smarter decisions and better business outcomes.